morning and welcome to day 2 of the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo presented by Essentia Health. It is a beautiful morning outside on the tarmac. Taking a live look over the fairgrounds, the sun is shining, the winds are blowing nice and light. It is going to be a spectacular morning out here for day 2 of the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our air show pre-show. I'm Jason Vincent, and we're glad to have you here this morning. We have a historic weekend wrapping up today, and we are so excited you are being a part of it. If you are at home enjoying this live broadcast on YouTube or on Facebook, share it with your friends so they can join in on the fun that we have up ahead in the next hour. We're going to be with you till about 9 o'clock this morning, and then send you over to the air show for a day of excitement. We're going to be bringing up some performers and air show experts, as well as some supporters who are making this event possible for this historic year. What many of you have been talking about this weekend has been the weather, and it has not going to be playing a part today. Thankfully, we have beautiful sunshine out there. No rain on the radar. We have very little to talk about, which is great. You remember yesterday we did have those rain showers in the morning, but actually those showers cleared out, and we had a beautiful day here at the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo for our first day. Well, let's talk about what it takes to put on a Duluth Air Show every single year. It is essentially unheard of for a community, particularly of Duluth's size, to have a major air show every year. And yet, here we are for another year. The first Duluth Air and Aviation Expo, produced by Kern Company, was held back in 2001. It was every 2 years, but then in 2016, it became an annual event. Another interesting fact, the Duluth Air Show, it is the largest ticketed event north of the Twin Cities, bringing in about 50,000 spectators over the weekend. And all of those people are helping our local economy. This one weekend is expected to generate $20 million in economic impact for our region. And as I said, this is an extra special year this year. The Duluth Air Show is the only Minnesota air show hosting a major demonstration team in 2025. But that's not just it. It is also historic for another reason. This is the first time in Duluth Air Show history that 2 major demonstration teams are performing at the same show. And of course, there's one of them on your screen now, the U.S. Navy. They are one of 2, and our second team joining us today are the Canadian Forces Snowbirds. So let's learn a little bit more about this historic air show with Miss Duluth Air Show herself. She is also known as your Public Information Director, Miss Lindsay Kern. Lindsay, great to have you again with us this morning.
Thanks, Jason. It's great to be here. It's a beautiful day for an air show.
It really is. What a difference between yesterday and today. Even the humidity is gone, which is nice. It feels wonderful. Well, talk about the planning process in making this historic weekend happen. You have not 1, but 2 major teams here for folks to enjoy.
Right, so the planning process for the Duluth Air Show starts about 2 years in advance. So we're applying for those demonstration teams 2 years out. We're finding out whether or not we've been selected as a show site about a year out. And then our leadership team, our committee members, they really take to action and begin that planning process. We have a team in the office that has 5 people, so we're a year-round team, which is pretty unique in the industry, but it's fantastic to be able to bring this show every year.
So what has changed over the 20 years of air shows? I mean, they have evolved over time into what you have produced today, which is just a beautiful award-winning show.
I think a lot of what has changed in the air show industry is what's changed, in the world during this time frame. Social media has really played a huge role, so we can do things like this. We can have these types of conversations and share with the public in the moment what's happening. Yesterday was a fantastic example of that. We were able to talk and share about what that weather impact is going to be and what we're going to do as an event to be able to work around some of that weather in the end, get everything up in the air yesterday. So being able to share that information in the moment and using social media to do that is really a fantastic new piece of the industry and also obviously the world.
One of the things that we briefly talked about yesterday was it's a 222 weekend. Tell us what you mean by that and why it's such a huge deal for the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo.
Right, so we have 2 demonstration teams, as you mentioned. We have the Snowbirds and we have the Navy Blue Angels, but we also have 2 jump teams. So we have the United States Golden Knights, the Army Golden Knights are here, as well as the Navy Leapfrogs are here. So 2 parachute jump teams jumping into the show. Both of them were in the air and safely on the ground yesterday. And then we have 2 single ship demonstrations as well. So yes, three doubles.
3 doubles, a historic weekend. One of your favorite things that you like to talk about is how to air show like a pro. So for everyone who's coming out to the air show today, it's going to be a different day than it was yesterday. Lots of sunshine. How should they air show like a pro?
So today, to air show like a pro, you're going to want to be prepared to be under the open sky, an open blue sky, for most of the day today. And so thinking about things like wide-brimmed hats, like sunglasses, definitely sunscreen today, so don't forget that. Even with some cloudier weather yesterday, we saw some red faces leaving at the end of the day, so definitely prepare with sunscreen. And then whatever you need to ensure that the party that's with you is mobile while they're here. So whether that's a stroller, a wagon, a wheelchair, a motorized scooter for someone who might need that assistance. And so bringing those things with, they're all welcome at the show, and we want people to be able to move about. We have about a half a mile here of aircraft and different vendors to look at on the ground, and we want you to be able to see everything.
And once folks get to the air show, you have a great team of people to come see if they ever have questions. Where can people find you?
Right, so we are in the red information tent right outside the SRE hangar. So we're close to the flight line seating. You can find us there. We're like the mom of 50,000 people this weekend. So if you forget anything, come and see us. We probably have it.
It's actually true. They have an entire kit of suntan lotion, Band-Aids, you name it. They take it out and they help you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day 2 of this historic air show. All right, we're going to take a quick break and help thank all of those sponsors who made this historic event possible. We'll be right back.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Kern and Company. Official aircraft services are provided by Monaco Air Duluth, B105 FM, Northern News Now, St. Louis County, Minnesota, Jimmy John's, Chase Security, J.R. Jensen Construction, Pier B Resort, Arrowhead Printing, City of Duluth, Frame Corner and Gallery, Anytime Fitness, Country Inn and Suites, AVR, Lynette's Portrait Design, Consolidated Communications, and Helver Lines.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. A beautiful live look over the grounds this morning. Beautiful sunshine, light winds. It's going to be a wonderful day, too, here at the Expo. And joining me now is Duluth City Councilor for District 4, Tara Swenson. This is her district, and so great to have you here today. Talk about this historic event that we have ahead for today.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here and really just see the air show continue to come to life. My family and I have been really big fans of the air show for many, many years, coming and enjoying it all. So it's just really awesome to be here and speak on behalf of the city.
So this event is a huge generator economically for the city. Estimates are about $20 million for our economy. What does that mean for a city of our size to have an event like this every year?
You know, I think it's really something that as Duluthians we need to be so proud of. We have this event that brings in over 20 million. We have grandmas, and ultimately we're a relatively small town in this huge nation. So we have over the $20 million of economic impact, and then we have the 1% sales tax. So, you know, anybody that's here shopping, spending money, staying in our hotels, we also have that revenue coming in to support our infrastructure.
It's been a huge weekend in Duluth. We started with Hairball, then we had the 4th of July, we've had the air show all weekend, and then we had Trampled by Turtles last night. I mean, it's been a massive weekend, and your team at the city has made it flawless.
Yes, we have so much to be proud of there. I mean, our Duluth Fire, our Duluth Police have really been out here. They're here right now today. They've been down at Bayfront supporting that, making sure that everybody's working and safe in our community.
So let's talk politics for just a quick minute. It's been a rough legislative session. We talked to Mayor Roger Reinert yesterday, and he said, it wasn't the best legislative session for the city, but, there's another battle ahead. What are you looking forward to in 2026 in going to the state?
And going to the state, I would say it's just continuing to share our story in our community. I would love to see our water infrastructure funded. It's really a core city service that supports our entire region. And so it's not just Duluth. So I think that's really something that we have a really good story in how we can support our entire region. We did get the tower here. So that's something that we should also be really proud of, to continue to provide aviation to our community and improve safety for them.
And speaking of aviation, thank you for hitting on that. It is a huge part of what we are here in Duluth, especially with Cirrus, the international airport. Talk about how the focus on that aviation community is so important for the city.
I mean, it's just one of our other diverse, economic drivers that we have here. It's the school, it's the manufacturing, it's the airport, it's international travel. And so it's really a hub that we can go see the rest of the world, and then we can import goods into here too. So I think it's something that we need to be proud of in our community, and also the STEM feature of that, right? And really making sure that the youth that we're bringing up in our community have that as a tool in their tool belt that they can also go pursue in our world.
So are you ready to air show like a pro? Like Lindsay said, you've got your sunscreen, your hats, your sunglasses. What are you most looking forward to for the show today?
Yes, I am an air show pro now, I guess. I packed all of those things. I had my checklist this morning.
Love it.
But I think it's the awe of when everybody looks up at the sky and we're all enjoying the same thing, and they have so much precision and talent that they're bringing. I have my kids here today, so it's just watching their faces light up, kind of like Christmas when the jets go by and you feel the pride and the goosebumps come across. So really looking forward to it.
Well, City Councilor Tara Swenson, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time. We're going to take a quick break and thank our sponsors for this Duluth Air and Aviation Expo.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Star Tribune, Como Oil and Propane, Burnix, Members Cooperative Credit Union, Super One Foods, Waste Management, Sheraton Hotel Duluth, City of Hermantown, Blackwoods Grill and Bar, Lake Superior Helicopters, 148th Fighter Wing, RS&H, Arrowhead Transit, Canal Park Brewing, RJ Sport and Cycle, Grandma's Marathon, Jamar, Destination Duluth, and Barker's Island Inn and Resort.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. Here live this morning on YouTube and Facebook. It's great to have you with me. And I am very lucky to have Mr. Air Show, Mr. Ryan Kern. It's great to have you. It's been a busy weekend. You really put a dang good show together this year.
It's been fun. That is probably an understatement. It was obviously some challenging weather yesterday that we were dealing with, but we got ahead of it. We were moving heaven and earth, so to speak, to try to make sure that we could fit everybody into the blocks that we needed to fit them into in order to get every single performer into the air yesterday. So a lot of work by our operations staff, but man, it was fun.
You knew it had to have been a busy day for you because I didn't see you the entire day. You were just working upstairs, making sure that the air show went off seamlessly, and it really did, considering the rain forecast that we had and the obstacles that you had to go through. How does your team pivot to make all that happen?
I would love to say that it just happens, but the reality is that we have, our operations group alone, in conjunction with our air boss, who's kind of like coordinating the skies with the FAA that are here on site and the FSDO out of the Twin Cities, and then working with our performers, right, and trying to make it all work. And so it's not just one person saying, let's just do this. No, it's a team. I mean, there's 5 of us that all have to get on the same page, look at the weather, get the weather report from the National Weather Service live in the moment, and then start adjusting as needed. So yesterday was really about taking all of the things that we had in the second half of the day, the propeller aircraft, sliding them earlier in the day because of where the cloud ceilings were. We were able to work with that. So it really was a 180 on our schedule yesterday, but it all worked out and it was fantastic.
So for folks who may be sitting at home with Saturday tickets in their hand and they didn't come yesterday, what can you tell them about today?
Well, this is I'm going to answer this 2 parts. If you have a general admission ticket that you either purchased at Menards or you purchased online at DuluthAirshow.com, especially the ones at DuluthAirshow.com, they will say Saturday or Sunday on those. Because they are general admission, we will honor them either day, but only one day. If you have a premium seat, which would be the dedicated seats, right? So the Presidential Chalet or the Flight Line seats, those are date specific. So if you have one of those, for yesterday, you're going to have to buy another ticket today because your seat and your admission was for yesterday. Parking's kind of the same thing. Our orange parking lot is date specific. However, the teal parking lot and our green parking lot, those are also considered general admission parking lots. So if you have one of those from yesterday, they'll honor those today in the green and teal shuttle parking lots only.
If there's someone sitting at home that is thinking, you know what, I got nothing going on today, I think I'm going to go check it out. How can they get themselves down here, and are their tickets still available?
Yeah, so all of the general admission tickets are still available. The premium seats, I know the Chalet is sold out for today. There is probably about maybe, I'm going to say 20 Flight Line seats left, and the best way to get those is don't wait to get them when you get up here. Get online, get them now. It'll expedite your way in, and then there's that feeling of comfort, right? You have your ticket, you know you've got a parking spot, and you know you've got admission to the show. So I always recommend go to DuluthAirshow.com and get those tickets.
So your 2025 lineup was named one of the best lineups for an air show. Can we talk about 2026? Are you ready to say anything about it yet?
So yeah, we can, and so thank you for asking. We're going to make the announcement today over the PA system, but next year's air show will be July 11th and 12th, and it will be featuring the United States Air Force Thunderbirds, who will be coming back next year, and then we're going to build an incredible lineup of first-time. I don't want to say first-time performers, but amazing performers to round that out, but may not have been to the Duluth Air Show in the past.
So again, July 11th and 12th featuring the Thunderbirds.
You are correct.
All right, let's put it on our calendars, folks. You heard it here first from Ryan Kern with the Duluth Air Show. We're going to take a quick break and thank our sponsors who are helping make this 2025 event possible. We'll be right back.
The Duluth Air Show would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Renewal by Anderson, United States Marine Corps, Navy League of Minnesota, Boat Club Restaurant and Bar, Chick-fil-A, Penske, Miller Lite, Senate Blacktop, Minnesota Power, Lakeshore Ice, Holiday Inn and Suites Downtown, Holiday Station Stores, Hampton Inn Superior, Holiday Inn Express Superior, Duluth International Airport, Suites at Waterfront, Fleet Farm, and Kraus Anderson.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo, presented by Essentia Health. We are live here on day 2, and it is a gorgeous morning out there. Clear skies, a light breeze. It is going to be a fantastic day 2 of this historic air show. Well, for those of you who are at home still, we want to make sure you have the latest parking information, because that is what is at the top of your mind as you head here this morning. As much as possible, try purchasing your parking ahead of time. time. If you go to DuluthAirshow.com, you can buy those parking tickets right on their website. They are not sold anywhere else for this event, so please beware of scammers. Now, you'll see on your screen there that orange lot, that is our reserved lot, that is sold out today. However, you'll see the teal and the green lot, those are both still available today, and you are welcome to park there. Now, of course, patience is key. It is going to be a very busy day out here today with thousands of people, so please, when you're making your list to pack, add patience to that list because it will be a busy day out here. Let's share a few insider tips for you to make the most of your air show experience. First and foremost, bring your ear protection. Those U.S. Navy Blue Angels are a loud event, and so you want to make sure you have the best ear protection you can. Essentia Health, our presenting sponsor, does have earplugs at their booth, but it's sometimes the larger ones are better for the young ones, so make sure to pack those. Also, bring a bag chair with you. If you are in general seating, you will need to have a chair or else you are sitting on the ground. If you are in the Presidential Chalet or Flight Line, you do have reserved seats. Also, plan to eat on site. There is no outside food or beverages allowed. There is cash and credit accepted on site and ATMs available. And also an insider tip for later today, use those restrooms before heading back to your vehicle because, as we said, it may be a little busy leaving the air show grounds today. And finally, when you're taking those pictures out there today, make sure to tag the Duluth Air Show or hashtag us on Facebook and all of your social media. Well, we get to call these folks at the 148th our neighbors. We see them flying the skies quite often, and we're so glad to welcome Colonel Esta here to talk about the 148th. It is great to have you today. For those who are unfamiliar with it, tell us what you fine folks do.
Well, we're at the 148th Fighter Wing. We are right across the runway on the north side of the airfield. We are an Air National Guard unit that has 22 F-16s and over 1,060 personnel that serve both in full-time and part-time capacity in our local community.
Well, tell us what the 148th does to help make this event happen every year.
Yeah, well, we are a huge supporter of this event. So our firefighters, they do provide fire and rescue for the entire airfield. So they will be scattered throughout, and just in case there was some sort of incident, that they would be able to respond. So that is all funded and staffed by the Air National Guard. Additionally, we have 2 F-16s that will be flying at the beginning of the show this morning.
Well, tell us a little bit about how the Air and Aviation Expo helps with your recruiting efforts and just general awareness of what the 148th is.
Yeah, so obviously there's a huge presence of not only the 148th but other military with the Blue Angels and the F-35s, F-22s. And what we're trying to do is just show our taxpayers what we do with these aircraft, what their performance is, and be able to interact with the community. We hope that we inspire some of these younger children that are out in the crowd that don't know what they want to do, and they see us and they realize that there's a path and they could do this when they get older.
Let's talk about that path. For some young enthusiasts who are out there watching the skies or watching your planes fly, what is the best path for them to take to get involved in aviation and do it early?
Yeah, absolutely. Do it early. For one, come and talk with people that are wearing the uniform and just see what they do and if that interests you. The STEM career field is great for the military. To continue to do that when you're young, work hard in school. And then as you get older, there's multiple paths. You can join the active duty, you can join the Air National Guard, and you can come and serve. And the great part about the Air National Guard at the 148th is you can serve part-time. So you could go to college in the local community, being paid for by the state of Minnesota, and you can serve with us on the weekend. So there's a lot of paths to service.
Can you talk about those recruitment efforts? How have they been going the past year?
They've been going very well. We've been getting out to the community and showing them what we do, and in response to that, we've been getting a lot of recruits. In fact, we're staffed at almost 103%, which is where we want to be. So it's getting a little tougher to join our organization, but we're going to still do everything we can to get our folks in the door.
What are you most looking forward to on day 2 here at the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo?
Well, yesterday started out a little wet. Yeah. but they still made it happen. You just heard from Ryan Kern and how they had to be flexible and adaptable, and they made the show happen. Today it's going to be nice or cooler, clear skies. It's just going to be a great day to watch aviation happen.
All right, Colonel Asta with the 148, thank you for joining us. We appreciate seeing you yet again. We're going to take a quick break and thank our sponsors who are helping make this event possible. We'll be right back.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Comfort Inn, Hampton Inn, Canal Park Lodge, Lake Superior College, True by Hilton, Lift Bridge Lodge, Arrow Point Medical Center, Sun Country Airlines, Ridgeview Country Club, Dairy Queen, Daymark Designs, Northland Fitness, Grandma's Saloon and Grill, Residence in Duluth, Hampton in Duluth Mall area, and Johnson, Killen, and Seiler. The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Kern and Company. Official aircraft services are provided by Monaco Air Duluth, B105 FM, Northern News Now, St. Louis County, Minnesota, Jimmy John's, Chase Security, J.R. Jensen Construction, Pier B Resort, Arrowhead Printing, City of Duluth, Frame Corner and Gallery, Anytime Fitness, Country Inn and Suites, AVR, Lynette's Portrait Design, Consolidated Communications, and Helver Lines.
Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo, a live look over the grounds here at Duluth International Airport. It is a beautiful morning for a air show. We are so glad to see those clear skies, light winds, and cool temperatures, which makes for a perfect combination for an air show. Well, I'm Jason Vincent. I'm excited to have you here joining us for our day 2 pre-show air show. We thank you for joining us. And if you are sitting at home watching us on YouTube or Facebook, make sure to share it on your social media. We've got a half hour more of fun ahead, and we're looking forward to talking to some more supporters and performers here on day 2 of the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. We're going to be sharing with you how to make this event seamless for you. It's going to be a busy day 2 out here, so stay tuned for some insider tips. We'll talk about parking and all of those things to make it a seamless visit. One of the things that everyone is talking about is weather. It's on our minds constantly, but it is looking beautiful here for day 2, a much different day than we had yesterday. Nothing on the radar to even speak of, which is great. If you remember yesterday, see that rain showers off to the east over in Wisconsin. That's what we had to deal with yesterday, but not today. Clear radar, clear skies, and a beautiful morning. Well, one of the things that we love most about the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo is all the support from our local community, plus all of the local organizations that get to come here and be supported by this event. So joining me now to talk about this support from the air show is the Duluth Children's Museum and its executive director, Drew Jensen. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's great to have you.
It's good to see you.
Talk about a little bit about your goals for being a part of this event again. We chatted with you last year. It's good to have you back.
Absolutely. So we love being at the air show. It's one of our favorite events that we come to every year. And we get to bring 2 of our favorite activities that we host at the museum. We do stomp rockets and paper airplanes. So we get to highlight some of our favorite aviation programming here at the air show and just get to work with kids and their parents and all that great stuff during the event today.
So there may be some folks at home that are unaware of what the Children's Museum is. Talk about where you're at, what your mission is, and fill in folks a little bit about what the Duluth Children's Museum does.
Absolutely. So we are the 5th oldest children's museum in the United States. We were founded in 1930, and our main focus is play and learning and providing safe spaces for all in our community to come and learn and play as a family. We do a wide variety of different activities. We do daily programs. We do outreach in the community like the Duluth Airshow. We also do a variety of workshops and camps and just many different ways to engage our families in just thoughtful, playful learning.
And you have a beautiful location in Lincoln Park.
Yes.
For people that are trying to find you. How can they get to you?
Yeah, so we are on Superior Street in Lincoln Park, 2125 West Superior Street, right next to Burger Paradox. And we've done a lot of work this year in kind of working on our outdoor space and really using our outdoor space as an extension of our museum space. We're small but mighty, but we're really hoping to expand and grow in the future.
Let's talk about some of that expansion. It's always part of the game in the museum business. So what new fun things can people expect when they come down there?
Absolutely. So within the last year, we've hired an exhibits manager, and he's done a lot of work on enhancing our current exhibits and has also just reimagined some really cool experiences for families. So right now we have a really fun farmers market for families to check out. They can harvest the vegetables, sell the vegetables. We have a life-size light bright wall. We're working on gears and pulleys and a whole bunch of really fun interactive things for families.
So Light Bright is still a thing, huh? I mean, that was one of my toys when I was younger.
It's fun tapping into the kind of the 90s nostalgia, especially like parents these days are our age, so they're coming in looking for things that really captivated them as kids, and so be able to weave that into our current exhibits at the museum has been really fun.
Summer has to be a busy time because the kids are off. They're looking for something to do. What do you have to offer for the kids during the summer months?
Yeah, so we're in the midst of our summer camp season. So we had 2 in June, we have 2 upcoming in July, and then 3 to wrap up our summer in August. And there are a wide variety of topics. We do everything from art camp to STEM camp, mad scientist to gardening. So each week is a different theme, and it's really good for kids through kindergarten through 5th grade. So,
is there still spots available? And if so, how do people sign up?
Absolutely. So we have spots still available in all of our camps, and you can sign up online at duluthchildrensmuseum.org.
Great. Drew, thanks for being with us. And they are in the SRE building where we are, just right behind us. So bring the kiddos over and play with the paper airplanes and all the fun stuff.
Kids can play too.
Oh, that's right. It's just not for the kids. Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Star Tribune, Como Oil and Propane, Burnix, Members Cooperative Credit Union, Super One Foods, Waste Management, Sheraton Hotel Duluth, City of Hermantown, Blackwoods Grill and Bar, Lake Superior Helicopters, 148th Fighter Wing, RS&H, Arrowhead Transit, Canal Park Brewing, RJ Sport and Cycle, Grandma's Marathon, Jamar, Destination Duluth, and Barker's Island Inn and Resort.
Welcome back to day 2 of the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo presented by Essentia Health. Look at that, folks. The gates just opened 5 minutes ago, and the folks are flooding in with their bag chairs, getting those best seats. They are excited to be here for day 2, and it is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day out here for day 2. Beautiful sunshine, light winds, and most importantly, some cool temperatures because it was a steamy one here yesterday. Well, one of the great great partners that you're going to have a chance to visit with at this year's Aviation Expo is the Air Education and Training Command. And joining us now to talk about this partnership is Joseph Gonzalez. Great to have you with us. We appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about your organization and what you have to offer folks.
So what we do, we train all the pilots in the Air Force before they go out to fly operations. We have over 1,600 aircraft. Everybody like, that's a lot of it. Yes, but it's your aircraft, and we go on the weekends to the air shows to show them how we bring them into the Air Force and how the lineage works, and that's why we have the best pilots in the world. So but all the tech training, we have 275 career fields in the Air Force, medical, lawyers, not just pilots. So we encourage you, ask us, if you have a career field, I'm almost willing to bet we'll take you there. And it's a great start to a career.
So out of those 1,600 aircraft, what can folks see here this year at the Air Expo?
So we brought the T6, that's the very first trainer you get in to learn how to fly. The second thing is a T-38, that's the jet fighter trainer. And from there you either go to bombers or fighters. It's a great transition. So you still have training when you get to the operation side, but not as much.
Excellent. So there's going to be a lot of young air enthusiasts here who may want to do a career in air and aviation. How do you inspire them to take that track?
So first off, go talk to those pilots, because that's where they started. In most cases, like Laz, he's from here, the 22 pilot. And he's seen his first air show, and he goes, I'm going to do that.
It was
and look at him, and he's a spectacular person and a pilot. So the nature of where he grew up here, you can see it. He's just a happy guy, and family is amazing. So start something that inspires you, and if we can inspire you, let us try. And our recruiters are here, and they're great, and they'll walk you through that path.
You probably travel air shows all around the country. What makes the Duluth Air Show different than some of the others that you may have been to?
The atmosphere. All our crews, even yesterday because of the weather, they delayed a little bit, but nobody was going to leave until they got the chance to show you what they brought to the show. So it's a great family atmosphere here, and that's something you just don't see as often throughout the country. You have bigger cities, but it's just a big city. A lot of people come and they're like, an air show. Not here. It is an event, family-oriented, and the kids, that's how our inspiration is. They love it. So that's why we come to Duluth.
50,000 people, that's a lot of people to pack in over a weekend. You were out here yesterday. Do you have something that you're looking forward to seeing again today? Or what do you want people to keep their eye on when they're coming out today as one of your top performers?
So all the performers will tell you like I tell you. If I can inspire you with anything, whether it's parachuting, whether it's the jet fighters, any piece of that, if we leave you with that inspiration in your mind to do what we can do to get you there, talk to us. We will help you. And the best thing, we'll save you money because we pay for all that. Well, the taxpayer do, but you're a credit to this country, and we want you to come to us. And that's what I want to leave you, that inspiration. If it's just a twinkle in your eye, sometimes that takes you forever.
It all starts with that twinkle, doesn't it? All right. Joseph Gonzalez with the Air Education and Training Command. We appreciate you being here with us this weekend, and hopefully we can see you back up here another year. Take care. We're going to take a quick break and thank all of the sponsors who are helping making this historic weekend possible.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Comfort Inn, Hampton Inn, Canal Park Lodge, Lake Superior College, True by Hilton, Lift Bridge Lodge, Arrow Point Medical Center, Sun Country Airlines, Ridgeview Country Club, Dairy Queen, Daymark Designs, Northland Fitness, Grandma's Saloon and Grill, Residence Inn Duluth, Hampton Inn Duluth Mall area, and Johnson, Killen, and Seiler.
Welcome back to the 2025 Air and Aviation Expo presented by Essentia Health. The folks are just really coming through the door to fill the grounds here today. It is going to be a beautiful day for day 2 of this air show, and I am joined by a very special guest, Mr. Rich McDougall with the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, one of our 2 main attractions here this weekend. Great to have you. Tell us, how does it feel to be here in Duluth?
It's been great. You know, we had a bit of a weather concern yesterday, and today the skies are blue and they're open for us to do our full high show, and we're very happy to be here to present that to the crowd here today.
Talk about the logistics of yesterday, because it was a different day. You did a low performance show, I believe is what they say. So how is that all determined, and what goes on behind the scenes when you have a day like that to make the show still happen?
Well, you know, we're checking the weather minute by minute with the Air Boss, and you know, if we have 5,000 feet of ceiling, we can do our full high show. Then our low show, we can go down to 1,500, and then even a flat show down to 1,000. So we're just really watching to see what the clouds are doing, if we can do one or the other, or a combination of bits of the different pieces of the show. So.
Now, you were here back in, was it July or August of last year for the Air Spectacular over Lake Superior. Talk about the dynamics of this show versus what may have some folks may have seen last summer.
Well, this being an on-site show, meaning that we take off and land right in front of the crowd, gives a different perspective from what we saw last year. You know, the crowd that's near the side where the jets are, they can see our march out, they can see the technicians and the rest of the pilots getting, you know, ready and set up for the show. And since we're on site, we're able to offer, you know, a longer show. Some of the maneuvers we have are kind of a split to land, so we're able to display those here today compared to over a water show last year.
Talk about your path to how you got to where you are.
Well, it started when I was 16 years old with the Air Cadet program back in Canada, where they give you a glider pilot license, and then you're able to get a private pilot license through them as well. Then joined the military as quickly as I could right out of high school. Did a university degree in whatever, doesn't really matter. It was a geography and physics degree. And then started with our primary flight training, flew the C-130 Hercules for 6 years after that. Came back to the school in Moose Jaw to teach on the Harvard II, the T-6 Texan II aircraft, which is co-located with our snowbird space. So, you know, you're on one side of the ramp and you see the tutors and the jets on the other side. Okay, put in your application and want to fly those, and we've been doing that since 2019.
So what was it about the Canadian Forces Snowbirds that really inspired you to want to be a part of that team?
Well, they used to come through my hometown of Moncton, New Brunswick, and they would do fuel stops, and, you know, you get the crowd going up to the fence and, you know, taking pictures, and the pilots and the crew would come out and talk to everybody. So after doing that a few times, I was like, okay, I've seen them from this side of the fence. I want to be on that side of the fence one day, and here we are in beautiful Duluth.
So if there's folks at home or in the audience today that want to be inspired and be like you, what do you recommend? What's the path you recommend they take?
Well, you know, do all of your science, you know, math, physics classes in high school or college as well. And another piece that I always mention is that sometimes it looks like there's an obstacle in the way where you might, you know, not make it through a certain step, or you might, you know, say, you know, try again next time. You know, it took me 3 tries to get in. It took me like 2.5 years to actually get through the process. So had I just sort of given up and say, oh, this isn't for me, I wouldn't be here. So keep pushing to get what you want. And I would say everything's achievable if you just keep pushing for it.
I was looking at your show rundown for the year yesterday, and Duluth is one of only 3 U.S. stops, I believe. What makes Duluth such a great, unique spot to add on to your schedule to be a part of?
Well, for one, it's very easy to get here on the way home, so we're able to plan it from our Eastern Canada shows, and we're overflying this part of the country anyway. So it's a perfect stop on our way home, and we have been here in the past, and we were here last year for the Air Spectacular. So we were just really happy to come back here this year. Thanks for having us.
What should people look forward to for today's show? Do you have a part that's your favorite part or maneuver?
We have a sort of a new maneuver this year called the Tornado that we absolutely did not steal from the Red Arrows that we saw last year. It's not the same maneuver, so guaranteed it's a brand new maneuver that we've come up with here.
It was pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
exactly the same, and
Yeah.
the crowd loves it, so we're happy to present it here today.
Thank you so much. It's Rich McDougall with the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, one of 2 demonstration teams that have joined us this year. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Kern and Company. Official aircraft services are provided by Monaco Air Duluth, B105 FM, Northern News Now, St. Louis County, Minnesota, Jimmy John's, Chase Security, J.R. Jensen Construction, Pier B Resort, Arrowhead Printing, City of Duluth, Frame Corner and Gallery, Anytime Fitness, Country Inn and Suites, AVR, Lynette's Portrait Design, Consolidated Communications, and Helver Lines.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. We are taking a live look over the grounds that are really starting to fill up with folks coming through the gates. A beautiful day too, clear skies, light breeze. We are in for an incredible second half of this show. Essentia Health has been a wonderful partner over the years, and again they are back as our presenting sponsor for the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. And joining me now is Dr. Lisa Cuttle from Essentia Health. Tell us a little bit about your role with the hospital.
Yes, hi. So I am by training an emergency physician, and I came to Essentia maybe 5 years ago, started out as a doc, became a leader within the emergency department, and I currently hold a title of Senior Division Chair of Acute and Inpatient Services, which really means I am the physician and clinical partner for kind of our administrative team that oversees the hospital-based services, such as the critical care team, the ED, any of the hospitalist teams. So if you get admitted to the hospital, I'm involved in your care in some fashion. We get to work on things like improving quality initiatives and length of stay. Trying to make sure that we're keeping people just the right amount of time, not too long, not too short. So we don't have bounce backs, but we also don't have people stay too long. So it's interesting projects that work to make people's experiences better.
Essentia Health has been a wonderful partner over the years of the Duluth Air and Aviation Expo, back again as our presenting sponsor. What is it about this expo that just makes it a great partnership between the two?
Oh, wow. Well, we love providing the medical support for a lot of the big events in town. We do Grandma's Marathon, and it's just, I think, especially with all of the integrated care that we provide, we have the area's only level 1 trauma center, we have level 2 peds trauma center, so we're just really prepared to handle anything that might happen. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about the uniqueness of the Duluth market for Essentia Health and what you offer here that maybe some other areas don't offer?
Yeah, so I actually can speak to that really well as an emergency physician. So our network kind of spreads all the way from Northwest Wisconsin all the way to Fargo and beyond. And so we have a lot of smaller hospitals that we also support through St. Mary's Duluth, and we've just in the time that I've been here, if you were at a small hospital that is not a part of an integrated healthcare system, you're a little bit on your own, and you definitely don't feel like that when you're in the satellite sites throughout our system. And so we, top to bottom, we have everyone is trying to make the care as seamless as possible and support our rural communities. Also help keep people in their communities, because a lot of times people don't want to come to Duluth for their care if they don't have to, and we have really been looking at unique and innovative ways to help them do that. So yeah, it's a great company to work for.
So speaking of Duluth, you opened your big, beautiful new facility in 2023. Can you talk about how that new hospital has really changed and improved patient care, not just for Duluth, but really the entire region?
Yeah, so part of it is, the idea was for it to be more of a healing and calming space. So if you ever walked through the old St. Mary's and you've walked through the new St. Mary's, the first thing everyone noticed was how much quieter it is. It's calmer. We have 344 rooms, and of those 342 are private. The other 2 are for, moms with twins or something like that. And so everyone gets their own room. You've got, all the rooms are on the outside walls of the hospital, so that everyone has a beautiful view of either the lake or the hillside. And it's just a much more calming, healing space for patients, I think. We also have been able to have some state-of-the-art equipment in our ORs where a surgeon can call someone in and they can just look virtually and kind of see what's going on, so they don't have to, be there physically to give input or support. The facilities are phenomenal, so.
Dr. Lisa Cutto with Essentia Health, thank you so much for joining us again. And again, Essentia Health is our proud presenting sponsor for this year's Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. Let's take a break and thank some of those sponsors who are helping make this historic weekend happen.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Renewal by Anderson, United States Marine Corps, Navy League of Minnesota, Boat Club Restaurant and Bar, Chick-fil-A, Penske, Miller Lite, Senate Blacktop, Minnesota Power, Lakeshore Ice, Holiday Inn and Suites Downtown, Holiday Station Stores, Hampton Inn Superior, Holiday Inn Express Superior, Duluth International Airport, Suites at Waterfront, Fleet Farm, and Kraus Anderson.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo presented by Essentia Health. The crowds are starting to come in the door. It is going to be a beautiful day out here for day 2 of this historic weekend. Joining me now is John Gidley. He is the Executive Director of the Bong Museum in Superior, another one of our great organizations that we partner with here at the Air and Aviation Expo. John, thanks for being here yet again for another year.
Well, thanks for having us. This is my 8th time here at the Air Show. And it's a great experience every time for the Bong Center. We get to spread our word and tell people about our museum, and it's the traffic that goes by. We see in 2 hours what we don't see for 2 or 3 weeks. So it's a great opportunity for us, and we're just super happy to be here.
Well, let's talk about that beautiful museum you have in Superior. For those of us at home who may not be familiar with it, tell us about what you offer and the exhibits that you have.
Yeah, it's a great museum dedicated to the memory of Major Richard Ira Bong, who was America's ace of aces. He's the real McCoy, the Top Gun. Navy calls it Top Gun, but he's the top aviator. World War II. He shot down 40 aircraft, more than anybody has before or since. And our museum's dedicated a lot to the Bong story, to artifacts of his. We have a P-38 Lightnings for your aviation enthusiasts. One, about 30 left in the world. So it's a pretty rare bird, and we house it, and you can get up close and personal, walk right underneath it. It's our most important artifact. We also have Major Bong's Medal of Honor. We have a oral history walk through Korea and Vietnam. We basically cover the story of all conflicts and veteran service in wartime or peace from World War II going forward. So a lot of our exhibits are based off of oral histories that we've collected from local veterans, and that's kind of the connection piece for us, and that's what we're really proud of, and we'll continue to do.
Speaking of Richard Bong, you have a expedition team right now in New Guinea that is doing some really important work for your museum. Can you tell us about what they are exploring?
Absolutely. About 4 hours ago, our curator actually landed, I believe, in New Guinea. She's there, Brianna, who's kind of been quarterbacking the whole Mission Marge, we call it. About a year ago, we sent out an expedition to find the wreckage of the original Marge plane that went down in New Guinea 80-some years ago, and they found it. They found the wreckage, and since then, the Bong Center and Brianna have been kind of, and Pacific Rex, the company that went and found the wreckage for us. The three of us have been a kind of a three-pronged force to try, and we've been negotiating with the government of New Guinea. They've set up a sister city program. We're looking to make the cultural and even some political connections and that sort of thing there with New Guinea, and in the hopes that the site gets preserved. We've also been in talks with them. They are really wanting that if anybody is going to have any pieces of this plane, that they would go to us and that they would loan them out to us, and that we would preserve some of it as well. So we're kind of working out those details, but mainly the main thing right now is to kind of connect with the government of New Guinea. A couple of villages are in Madang around the province where the plane crash went down, and set up connections there. We're looking to help them with a school that they're trying to get going in the province. Bunch of cultural connections, and that's what I think is going to be the great thing for us. We've got kids from local schools already writing letters to them, establishing pen pal relationships and that sort of thing, and they're there right now to kind of hash out the sister city agreement and officially sign it and get that thing going. So I think that'll be great for us. It brings us international attention, which is amazing for us. This little small museum in Superior.
Share, folks, with us how they come find you. Where are you? How can people learn more if they're wanting to come visit?
We are located right at the connection of Highways 2 and 53 in Superior, Wisconsin. So if you take either bridge from Duluth, keep going straight, you'll eventually run into us. We're right on 305 Harborview Parkway, which is also East 2nd Street. Stop in and see us. You can find us on the internet at www.bongcenter.org. A lot of ways to connect for us. We're also a tourist information center, so if you're traveling, you come through there so you can get tourist information there as well.
All right, John Gidley, Executive Director of the Bong Museum in Superior, thank you for joining us. We appreciate having you yet again. We're going to take one final break, and we'll wrap things up when we come back.
The Duluth Airshow would like to thank all of our sponsors and partners for helping us host the largest air show in Minnesota. We would like to thank Essentia Health, Cirrus Aircraft, Edward Jones, Black Bear Casino Resort, Synovus Superior Refinery, Comfort Inn, Hampton Inn, Canal Park Lodge, Lake Superior College, True by Hilton, Lift Bridge Lodge, Arrow Point Medical Center, Sun Country Airlines, Ridgeview Country Club, Dairy Queen, Daymark Designs, Northland Fitness, Grandma's Saloon and Grill, Residence Inn Duluth, Hampton Inn Duluth Mall area, and Johnson, Killen, and Seiler.
Welcome back to the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo. We are here on the tarmac looking at a beautiful day 2 of this historic weekend. We have clear skies today, a light breeze. It's about 65 degrees right here in the Duluth International Airport area, and it is an absolutely perfect day to wrap up this historic festival. Excuse me. We want to just give you a couple of final tips to help make your visit here to this historic weekend as easy as possible. Let's start with parking. For those of you who are making your way here to the festival grounds, you have 2 options this morning. Both the teal and the green lot are still available to park. The orange lot, which is the reserved lot, is sold out today. So if you want to make it as easy as possible for yourself, go on to DuluthAirshow.com and pre-purchase your parking for the teal or green lot. That would make it the smoothest possible entrance for you today. Again, only purchase that parking from DuluthAirshow.com. There is nowhere else online that you'll be able to purchase that parking, so please just beware of scammers. Please be patient. There are going to be a lot of people out here today, parking, moving around, so please pack your patience. It's going to be a wonderful day out here. But just remember, this event is run mostly by volunteers who are all helping raise money for their organization. So have patience and enjoy the beautiful day. Let's talk about some insider tips to make your visit the best way that it can. First and foremost, make sure you have some ear protection with you, especially for the young kiddos. Some of those planes are quite loud. The announcer does do a really great job of letting the crowd know when earplugs are needed. Also, our presenting sponsor, Essentia Health, does have earplugs available here in the SRE building at their booth. It's also best to bring those bigger earphones for the kids. Those work better. Bring a bag chair. If you are in general admission, you will need a bag chair to sit in. If you are in the Presidential Chalet or Flight Line, you have your own reserved seat. Also plan to eat on site. There is no off-site beverages or food allowed into the fairgrounds. Cash is a good thing to bring with you. Many of the vendors do take credit cards and there are ATMs on site, but of course, cash is always king. And an insider tip for later today, use the restrooms before you come. There's going to be a lot of folks heading home from this historic event as well. So hit up that restroom before you go to your car, just in case you do have a long wait. And most importantly, if you are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it may be, and you're posting pictures of this historic event, make sure to tag the Duluth Airshow or use their hashtag Duluth Airshow. Well, I want to wrap things up real quick by thanking the Story North team who helped make this two-day event possible. We've got Kevin Jacobson behind there running all the keys and making everything look perfect online. Jeremy is my camera guy. Wave, Jeremy. Yep, there you go. See? And Lexi is back there too, helping get all of our guests. We also had Peter out here helping, a great team of folks that helped make this pre-show air show possible. So from all of us here at the 2025 Duluth Air and Aviation Expo, we thank you for joining us. We will see you back here July 11th and 12th of 2026 for the U.S. Thunderbirds. Have yourself a historic, wonderful Sunday.